Hey guys, Captain here. Today I'm bringing you another one of my LEGO Pokemon videos. I was kind of hoping to make this one for a long time, but I was having a hard time maybe coming up with some of the inspiration, but finally got around to it. I've got some Johto Pokemon. We have Donphan, Scizor, which I had built a long time ago actually. Small modifications since then, but I'd kind of wanted to make a Johto video for a while. And then I made the Mantine and Octillery Remoraid one, and that kind of didn't include Scizor. But anyway, finally here we go, some more Johto Pokemon, and Piloswine. I think all three of these actually turned out really nicely. Probably my least favorite is Scizor, which again I still think turned out pretty well. I think Piloswine is actually really excellent and maybe one of the best Pokemon I've built. But anyways, let's get started with the instructions. Let's go with Donphan first. The first thing you'll want to do for Donphan is you'll want to build its 4 legs. So you'll start with a white round 2x2 plate. On top of that, place a black round 2x2 plate, and then a light gray round 2x2 plate, and do this 4 times. Now you'll want to take some gray bricks, light gray bricks. You'll want to take a 2x4 light gray brick, a 2x3 light gray brick, and 2 1x4 light gray bricks. You'll basically want to hold them together like this. Of course, that's pretty hard to do for extended periods of time. So on the underside here, to hold the 1x4s to the 2x4, use 2 of the legs, and then have the other 2 legs hold the end of the 1x4 to the 2x3. This won't be a perfect hold for now, but we're quickly going to remedy this because next what we'll do is on top of this we'll place 2 of these 2x3 light gray wedge plates. On this leg, place, on each leg in the remaining stud, place a gray headlight piece. A modified 1x1 brick with the stud on one side works fine too. I think headlight's just a little better, but it's totally up to you. And then hold this down with a 2x4 light gray wedge plate on both sides. So now it's pretty sturdy. What we can do is in the back here, place a 2x2 light gray slope brick, and then 2 more of those on the sides here. In front of that, place a 2x2 light gray brick, and then in front of that, a 1x2 white plate, and 2 light gray cheese slopes. I think it's possible to get the 1x2 cheese slope. If you can find that, that's awesome, but I have 2 light gray ones, so that's what I'm rolling with. And then in here, stick the large tusks, which are very big, a little disproportional I think, but Donphan does have large tusks, so not terribly far off, and I think it still looks fine. And now for the nose and ears and covering and everything, we'll begin with a 2x6 black plate. On top of that, place a 2x3 black plate, leaving 1 stud off the back here. And then on top of that, in the center, place a black tile. In the front now, what you'll want to do is stick one of these black briefcase pieces, and in the remaining stud up here in the front, place 1x2 vertical claw plates. And hold that down, not really the sturdiest in the world, but it's sturdy enough. Place a 1x2 black tile there. Now for the ears, take 2 more of these briefcase pieces in dark red. Red will work just fine. If you really can't find any, black will work fine too. But the underside of Donphan's ears are kind of this dark red color, so I thought this works really nicely. And then place 2x4 black wedges on top of these to act as the ears. And now what we'll do is we'll build the rest of its nose. So you'll take a 1x2 plate with 2 claws here, and if you could do this with 1x1 vertical claw plates, but I got a bunch of these probably from a pick-a-brick wall, just judging by the fact that I have a bunch. So place one of these here. Underneath that, place a briefcase piece. Then attach another one. Another briefcase underneath. And 1 more. And then stick that on top of Donphan here. And kind of press down the nose a bit. Curve it in just a little bit. And there you have it. You could kind of experiment around with making maybe one of these briefcases attached on the top side rather than the underside, but I think it looks just fine this way. I'm a big fan of it. Maybe I'll toy with it a little, but nonetheless the pieces are going to remain the same. So there's Donphan for you. Scizor's got a bit of a wiry body and as such doesn't use a whole lot of pieces. Now the core is a minifigure torso, red torso with red arms, and if you can get red hands, then props on you. I'm not super sure where I got this torso originally. I'm pretty sure it came from some old Knight's Castle set or whatever the theme was called, and the hands probably weren't black in the original minifig torso I had. But anyways, that'll be the ideal torso for you to acquire. The hands, again, are not super important what the color is. They're mostly covered up, and red is only like a slight touch you can make. So begin with this torso, and on top of it stick one of these bracket plates that kind of act as backpacks. I don't know if they're available in red whatsoever, but black is not a very intrusive color. Frankly, light gray wouldn't be so bad either. And on top of the head, place a yellow stud and a red tile plate, or claw tile. And now for the wings, what you'll do is you'll take two of these red corner plates and stick one inside the other, like this. So we've got a cross shape. And so on the one that's kind of layered in front, really it's below, but it's going to be in front relative to us, we'll stick 1x2 translucent plates there. And then we'll also stick 1x2 translucent plates in the other one, but what we'll also do is add some translucent cheese slopes to kind of accentuate the wings a little bit. And then we'll stick the center of that onto the back here. Now what we'll do for the rest of the body, place a 1x2 red plate right there, just to make Scizor a little taller. Take a Travis brick on its side, and on the underside place a red cheese slope. And then on the sides, place these red tap pieces. Underneath, place red cones, and underneath the red cones, place white studs. And then this other side of the Travis brick will stick into the peg from the 1x2 plate. And finally, what we've got to do for the claws. Originally, I was thinking of using these lobster claw pieces. They're not quite the best color, but obviously they've got a nice shape for the job. Turns out they're actually very, very rare. I thought they were more abundant because I had remembered seeing them in some Atlantis set from many years ago. Turns out there was only one, maybe two minifigures that actually had them, and as such, these pieces are super hard to acquire and really expensive too. And since they don't even look perfect, I figured we could improvise. Turns out, vertical claw plates, although they're also not perfect, I think they do the job just as well. And so just stick those on there because minifigures can actually hold a stud-shaped object in their hands. And I think Scizor looks really nice. So there you have it. A little hard to stand it up. You gotta just bend the legs forward slightly because there's a lot of weight added from the wings. But there you go, it can stand. To get started with Piloswine, first we'll make a base, and what we'll do is we'll take 4 of these 2x3 brown wedge pieces, wedge plates, and a 1x6 brown plate, and we'll want to hold them together. Now you can get 2x3 slope bricks in the old brown color, but you can't really get them in the newer reddish brown color. So we're just gonna roll with this anyway and place a 1x2 and a 2x2 brown slope piece. Again, a new slope bricks, new brown rather. And I say new. Really, this brown color is like 13 years old now or something like that. To me, it still feels a little new, but realistically, it's hard to find now because it's so old. And then the same thing on the sides. We'll place 2 more 2x2 brown slope bricks and 1x2 brown slope bricks, and it's still not held together yet, but what we'll do is we'll press it in with 2 2x3 bricks in brown. And now it nicely holds, so what we can do is on the front place 3 headlight pieces in brown, and in the side 2 ones we'll want to place these little fang pieces. In the center one, a pink stud. So there we go, one fang, the other fang, kind of angle them in a little bit, like this. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's pretty good. And now on top of this, in the center, place a brown 1x1 brick, and then 2 more headlights. And on the headlights, place brown 1x1 tiles. Now on top of this, what you'll do is you'll place a 1x2 brown plate holding the 1x1 brick to this 2x3 brick, and then 2 of these hinge plates, 1x2 brown hinge plates with the older kind of rigid hinges. They're, from what I can see, there really aren't newer smooth hinges in brown yet, so we'll have to work with this, and that's just fine because there are a lot of these hinge plates, 1x2 in brown, lying around, and so we can just attach that, angle it down, and there we go. We've got, I guess, the ears for Piloswine. Kind of unclear what's really what on Piloswine, but anyway, we've got that, and then we'll just add in some plates, 3x3 worth. I took a 2x3 and a 1x3 to hold that back there, and then 2 of these 2x3 plates. On top of that, a 2x4 and a 1x4. Again, this kind of cross pattern really makes it very sturdy. And then on top there in the back, another 1x3 and a 2x3. In the front here, we'll take these brown slope pieces and place 3 of them to hold that all down. Hold those in with some 1x2 plates in brown. And then back there, place a 2x3 brown plate. And now 6 brown cheese slopes to kind of make that hump that Piloswine has. I'll straighten them out a little bit. There we go. And 3 more. And there's Piloswine, which again I think turned out very well actually. I think the details are really nice. I think I captured them very well. I think the shape and proportions really good. And I think it's one of the best Lego Pokemon I've built. So there you have it. Some cool Johto Pokemon for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please rate, comment, subscribe, send this to your friends, check out my other videos, and I will see you guys next time.